And all of my waking consciousness was poured into this. While driving a truck with my left foot laying up on the steering wheel, steering, while I'm eating a cup of fucking noodles, I'm looking at a chart book going across the Key Bridge. Is that safe? Nope. But I was dialed the fuck in. High winds could have pushed me into the Jersey Wall part of the bridge, and it caused all kinds of accidents. That's how recklessly I was pouring myself into this all day long, all day long, sleeping sometimes 3 hours, maybe, and getting up and doing the same thing. On Saturday, driving down to Fayette Street to a nursing home to fill their vending machines from my car, my Eagle Talon TSI all-wheel drive white car. I've always preferred white. Go down there, service that. The whole time, the markets aren't trading, but I got chart books laying in front of me in the machines as I'm putting candy bars in there. I'm pouring myself into it. Maniac. That was how it was. And you have to have that same tenacity. You have to know that you're going to do this no matter what. Anybody that's around you that's telling you negative shit that you can't do this, you shouldn't do this, you're wasting your time. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them. Because I'm gonna tell you, every one of my fucking friends, when I first started doing this shit, they said, "You're crazy. You're gonna lose your ass." I lost my first account and second account and third account. I did. But you're listening to me now, aren't you? You're seeing all these other people that do what I'm teaching and they're making money. You're seeing your charts paint just like how I taught you it would. My friends and family said I was going to fail. They said this was never going to work. I would never figure this out. It would always be a gamble. It would never be a way for you to be able to time the markets. You can't do it. I'm taking you live into 1 minute candles. And I'm telling you exactly what the fuck it's doing before it happens. Perfectly. I was not going to fail. I was not going to be talked out of this. I was not going to be influenced negatively to the point where I would admit failure and go and run off into my life and do whatever the fuck I was going to be doing. Fuck that. I have lived this. November 5th, 1992, 9 p.m. on a Thursday night in Chase, Maryland. That's where I was. When Inner Circle Trader was born, that's the birthday. I came into this world on August 8th, 1972. 7:11 p.m. That was my actual birth date. But Inner Circle Trader was born November 5th, 1992, at 9 p.m. on a Thursday evening in the family room of my aunt and uncle's house that I was paying room and board $50 a week. That day, I remember it. I was so excited. I was so excited. I'm going to make $1,000 a month and I'm going to retire at 40. That was how I started this whole journey. That was my plan. And it morphed and evolved and became a obsession. And I said many times, maybe this isn't for me when I was losing my accounts, not knowing how to trade initially as a 28-year-old. That just was trying too hard to do too fast. Over trading, not understanding risk management, trusting the patterns more than understanding the character flaws that I was bringing to it, which is I demand precision. I demand immediate response in price. I wanted to do what I wanted to do, and I wanted to do it faster than I wanted to expect it before I put the trade on. They're all unrealistic expectations, especially for someone that had no experience. So over years of losing, blowing my account, working really hard, doing part-time job, only on the one single day of the week, which was Sunday, I was delivering pizza on Sundays because my vending job wasn't paying me enough. I made $183 after taxes in my check, and my boss paid me under the table $50 a month. Now think about that. $183 a week and 51s. And they're trying to sell a book for $30. That $30 book was a lot of money to me. So on Sunday, I'd go down to Middle River with my Domino's uniform on, grab my sign, put it on top of my car, and go out there and do magic tricks for kids at the door when I got their pizza handed off to them. I had my little magic trick real quick with the kid was there, boom, and that would give me a tip. And sometimes I would make $5 a house. And that is how I funded all of my blown accounts. Because I made the mistake of doing a Nations Bank. Nations Bank doesn't exist anymore, but I took $2,600 off a Nations Bank credit card. That was my first soiree in real trading. And I worked really hard to pay that off and did it again, funded another account with it, $2,600. So it wasn't easy for me. We didn't have funded accounts back then. And frankly, that wasn't enough money to trade with. Looking back now, it was like, no wonder it was so easy for me to fail then. I wasn't properly funded. I had too little money, no experience, off the charts expectations, unrealistic expectations. Yeah, I know some of you are thinking, this is supposed to be a short one. Well, you know what happens when I say it. You love it. Don't fucking act like you don't. But I had to pour into these areas that were weaknesses for me because they would be periods of where it would invite impulsiveness. When a move starts happening, then I can see right away what it's going to do. My mind would feel like I got to go out there and just do something. I got to chase it right now. And the times I did it would hurt me. So I would study and study and study, and I would see these reoccurring things where these three candles all the time kept popping up. There was always this thing in between the middle of the moves, the real move, the highest high and the lowest low of a price run. If you start looking at your old data, and anytime a price run does that, find the 70% and the 30% range. In that range, you're going to see one or two fair value gaps. If you trade with what I'm telling you how to trade with when you see them, that's not chasing a move. That's not chasing price. You're engaging in something that's going to deliver on a larger scale, on a higher time frame price run. And then when I slowly transitioned out of trying to pick the high for going short and pick the low for going long, it was very liberating for me because I demanded precision and I hadn't grown into that yet. I grew into that over years of doing it. But I found the confidence and the ability to stay with it by trading the stuff in the middle of the moves, that meat on the bone. Now I can strip a bone end to end and get every little piece out of it because I'm nuts with this. But you can't look at what I'm doing now and think that's realistic because that's the same shit I fell victim to when I first started. Reading books from people that didn't do anything, couldn't do it live if they were in front of you. They're showing you everything perfect in the static charts after it happened. I'm not doing that with you. I'm doing it right when it's happening. I'm calling it before it happens. I'm showing you, look here, and it goes there. If I'm pointing above, your mind should be, okay, we're here at market price. He's pointing up there. So my mind should be, how does price deliver from where it is right now when he put that tweet out to where it goes to that level? What formulation of up, down type movement in price candles materializes? By studying that, even in old data, that's back testing, okay? You'll see these reoccurring signatures. Signatures are things that repeat in price delivery that are not coincidence. They're designed. It's because it's being controlled.